Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and welcome to Command Power, the show in which we discuss all things Magic the Gathering with a focus on Commander. And today we have another episode in our Spoiler Spotlight series in which I talk about, well, spoilers and tell you what my thoughts are on them. But before that, just a quick reminder to click subscribe if you enjoy my videos. We're well on our way to 1 million subscribers and your support means everything to me. And today we're going to be talking about Eowyn, Maiden Warrior from Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth. And if you don't know what she does, for 2 colorless, 1 blue, 1 red, and 1 white, it's a legendary creature, human knight, 5/4 with first strike, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, if another human entered the battlefield under your control this turn, create 2 2/2 red human knight creature tokens with trample and haste. Then if you control 6 or more humans, draw a card. So first things first, I wanted to address the fact that I've seen this translated as Eowyn Virgin Warrior on most websites. That doesn't seem right to me. For obvious reasons, I don't think the final translation of this is going to be Virgin Warrior in English. It makes a lot more sense to me that it would be Maiden Warrior, since I think that's what she's referred to a few times in the book, and that word in French, vierge, can translate to maiden if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. I think I'll probably be proved right when the set finally spoils. But in any case, this seems like a pretty awesome commander for a human tribal deck. It's got a few things going for it that I think may make it better than it looks on first impression, because the requirements seem a little bit rough on this. You have to have played a human on the same turn for the ability to trigger a tool, and you have to have 6 humans in play if you want to draw a card. That seems like a lot when you first glance at the card. However, it's actually not as difficult as it originally may seem. All you need is to have 3 humans in play and to play a human that turn for this to draw you a card. She herself counts as a human, and also human tokens will also trigger the ability. So it doesn't seem that difficult, and to be honest, getting 2 creatures off of the first part of the ability is actually really good. They both have trample and haste. That means that they're gonna work really well with any pump effect, and there should be a ton of those in red and white for humans. So trample and being able to attack immediately means that this commander is definitely going to have a bit of a target on her head. She also draws you a card if you got 6 humans in play, which, as we've mentioned, isn't as difficult as it seems. That means that on future turns it's going to be easier for you to trigger the first spot that requires you to have had a human enter the battlefield, because you're going to replace whatever you played the turn before with the card draw from Eowyn. It is interesting to me that it's in a kind of combination that we don't usually see for human tribal. Usually we see that as white-green. So not having green is interesting here, and having blue and red makes it even more interesting, because I would say the secondary color for human tribal is something like white-black. There are, however, a couple of old cards from Avacyn Restored that work pretty well with humans. Vigilante Justice, if I recall correct, deals 1 damage to any target whenever a human enters the battlefield under your control. That is going to obviously be very good with Eowyn. Outside of stuff like that, obviously any impact tremors sort of effect, or any effect that's going to work well with tokens, is going to be pretty good with her. If you want some hilarious cross-franchise synergy, you could play something like E Honda, which is really funny because it happens to be a human and works really well with your tokens. You could also play something like Rick, Steadfast Leader, which is more cross-franchise synergy and also works with humans. So those could be 2 hilarious directions you could take this deck if you're not too bothered about it making sense. If you want it to be more in Lord of the Rings universe, then obviously you can't really include those 2 cards. But that being said, you're going to have to reach out of Lord of the Rings anyway, because it's probably going to be difficult to make a fully functioning commander deck with only cards from the Lord of the Rings. I do think that this commander seems to have some decent power attached to it. However, you are going to need to jump through a few hoops to get there, but the reward is more than worth it. Getting 2 tokens with trample and haste and drawing a card every turn seems awesome, and I look forward to playing with and against this card. So there you have it. Those have been my thoughts on this new spoiler. What do you think about this card? Please let me know in the comment section below. I read all comments and respond to all of them too. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like or subscribe. It really helps the channel. And until next time, take care. Woo!